So we graphed this exponential function using transformation. First is in the blue one, we did this one, y equals 1/2 a power of x. We found these points by plugging in any values to x. If you plug in 0, you get 1. If you plug in 1 for x, you get 1/2 for y. If you plug in -1, you get 2. So here's the points. Here's the 3 points. This is a graph of 1/2 a power of x. Since it's asked by transformation, we need to now graph multiplied by 3. Well, multiplying by 3 is the same as multiplying, since the f of x equals 3 times of this, same as multiplying y coordinates by 3. So here with the red, we did multiplication of y coordinates by 3. Then purple ones is the answer for y coordinates only. Then we rewrote it here. This is our new transformed points from original. If you plug it in here, you get this. Now let's graph similar to this. Let's graph this example. F of x equals 5 minus e to the negative x. Well, let's find the first nice points for. Let's first graph e to the x, right? X and y. Let's plug in some points. If you plug in 0, what do you get? F of 0, which is a power of 0 is 1, right? Let's plug in 1. F of 1 e to the power of 1 is the e, which is 2.7 approximately. If you plug in, let's say, -1. -1 is going to be e to the -1 is approximately, it's going to be 0.37. Let's graph this original one, e to the x. We have, let's call it, this is a 0 and 1 is here. Then we have 1 in e, 1 in e is going to 2.7 something, so it's going to be here. Then we have -1 and 0.37, so it's something somewhere here. So we have this one with 3 points. Okay, next step is let's graph. Let's take care of this part. Let's take care of y equals e to the negative x. Well, this is the same as multiplying x coordinates by -1. So let's write our points here. We said 0 and 1. We have 1 in e, -1 and 0.37. If you multiply by x coordinates by -1, multiply by -1, multiply by -1, by -1. We have x coordinates multiplied by 1. 0 times -1 is a 0. 1 times -1 is a 1. -1 times -1 is 1, right? Y stays the same. So this means we did transform e to the x to this. Let's graph that. So we're gonna have 0 and 1 still. Then we're gonna have -1 and e. This is actually negative. -1 and e. So it's gonna be around here. Let's say if it's 2 here. And we're gonna have +1 and 37. So it's like here maybe. So let's say this is our this. Next one, let's take care of, so we're gonna continue from here. Now we're gonna take care of, so let's take care of this part. So if you want to take care of that part, it's gonna be this one. We took care of it already. Let's do this one. So we have here points -1 and e from red. We have 0 and 1. Then we have 1 and 0.7. This is the same as multiplying y coordinates. Y coordinates. Let's multiply by -1. Multiply by -1, multiply by -1, y coordinates. We're gonna have -1, -e, 0 and -1, -0.37. Let's graph this. Well, -1 is still here. 1, 2, let's say it's around here. -1 and -e, right? Let's graph 0 and -1, right? So it's here. And let's say 1 and the -0.37 is around here. 1 and -0.37. So it's gonna look like this. So this is a graph of y equals minus e to the -x. Now we did this green part. Let's take care of with the 5. So 5 is not multiplied. That means 5 is, since it's out in outside, it's moving up or down by on the y-axis, right? So it's a plus. That means it goes 5, shifts 5 units up. So 5 units up is mean we could do here. So let's do here. As we follow this way, we have a points, right? So we have green ones from previous one. We have 0 and -1. We have 1 and -0.37. Well, 5 units up, we said plus 5. Y units, right? So plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. We'll get here -1. Well, you could say minus e plus 5. You could say here 0, -1 plus 5 is negative, that's +4. And here we're gonna have 1 and 4.63. Let's graph that. Okay, So we set 0 and 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's here. 1 and 4.3. 1 and 4.3 is here. 4.63. And the next one we set -3 and the +5 around here. Oops, 1 is here. So 1 is here, let's say it's here. -1 and 1 -b plus 5. So our final transformation is gonna look like this, which is y equals 5 minus e to the power of negative x. So this is our, here's the fall. So we first graphed the original red one, blue one, with the 3 original points. Then we graph the e to the power of negative x by multiplying x coordinates by -1. So we multiply this red part, we graph that. Then we graph this green part, which is multiplying by -1 your y coordinates. We graph that. Then we graphed